What's good, y'all? It is HB Punch and Profit. I'm going to show you a trading strategy that you can utilize at the 9:30 opening. Now, I want to make this clear. This is not going to be available every single day, right? It has to be a nice setup. You have to see it for yourself, and you should probably cycle through the 1 and 5 minute time frame to see if you can get a clear setup. But if you want to catch those massive moves, which if you did catch this, you could have ran it for probably over 100 points, right? We get down ultimately over 100 point move until you get a reversal signal. These are when those massive moves are going to happen. If you want to catch a 100 point move, a 200 point move, and sometimes you have those days where the market just goes in one direction. And so this is the time to set it up, and this is the strategy to utilize. It's not always going to work. Once again, got to make that clear. But if you lower your leverage and you utilize like 1 or 2 micros, it's not a big deal if you take a L with this strategy. But the days that it works, it's going to be very effective and make up for your losses. So let's break it down. We have the 9:30 opening. We identify that with this vertical green line. We next want to identify potential market structure shifts because that's where our entry is going to be. I don't see anything clear on the 1 minute time frame, so when I don't see anything clear, I go up to the 5 minute time frame, and that gives me a better way to look at price action right here. I identified a market structure shift that we can play off if price goes below it, and I also identified one up here. Okay, but price wasn't gravitating towards it, and on top of that, this is the one I wanted to play because below here we have a higher time frame point of interest marked out in purple. Okay, that was a new week open gap. Good chance we want to fail that. And then we also have some liquidity down here, right? Some liquidity we can aim for, some equal lows, and which we do with both. So we identify the 9:30 opening. We have a market structure shift. We close over this, go back down to the 1 minute time frame. We close over that yellow line as you see here. As soon as we close over that, I'm putting a limit order at the yellow line. We come back, okay, we enter into it. If you want to, you can add an additional position as it pulls back a little bit. Ultimately, your low is going to be the most short-term low you can find the one most immediate one you can find, which is right there. That's where your stop is going to be. Let's make that a little bit more smaller, and I'll do a trend line. So right here, okay, or you can just ultimately play the high up here, right? That can be your maximum stop loss. And as it pulls back into this, you can build a position as long as none of these fair value gaps, I think there's only one right here, as long as none of them get inverted, right, then you can add to that position. This can be your maximum stop. You have to do this with micros. I don't know how else to explain it to you. You want to be generally right rather than precisely wrong, okay, and you can do that with micros, not with minis, unless you got some crazy capital. So we go down, we create our first fair value gap after 9:30, which is furthermore a good sign. It's bearish. Okay, we only wick into it, and that's a great sign. We push down past our higher time frame point of interest. We grab the liquidity that I showed you. I'm not going to go chase it, but there's liquidity down there, equal lows, and your first partial will be at 50. Okay, and I was pretty much done from there. 50 from the yellow line. After I hit 50 points, I was done and I pulled out 221. So we'll put another line roughly around here. That was our take profit right here. Or you can be one of those people, you take your profit and then you let a runner stay on until you get some sort of reversal signal that you can play on the way back up. So we'll put a text box here. Take partial at 50 points and leave a runner 50 points and leave a runner until reversal signal, which you get back up there. We'll make this a little bit bigger. Okay, put that here. So that's where I got out. I was done. I like my 50. I don't like waiting on things. And then, but if you want to do it where you can gain a little bit more and play a bigger range or get more points off of one trade, you take partial at 50 and you let the rest run till you get this reversal signal, which happens back up here. There is an inversion. I'm not going to go dig it out. It's on my other breakdown. And then you get this move back up for 50 points. So you essentially could have gotten 50 points down, 50 points up. That's a 100-point day. So it was a nice little setup. This is something I'm going to be experimenting more. Like I said, it's not going to happen every day, only when you get a clear setup. It wasn't on the 1 minute time frame, so I moved up to the 5 minute time frame. I saw a nice little setup. It developed. There was also all these higher time frame confluences. We had a higher time frame point of interest that we could have tapped into, that we could have aimed for, and so it all worked out for today. Veterans Day, so we did get this little signal, this reversal, got your 50 points, but after that, the market's just kind of doing some stupidness, some ridiculousness. So that's it. That was the second or the first setup of the day. Okay, and let's pull this down and I'll take a photo so we can post it on the YouTube channel of this trade setup that you could have taken. And we'll put the stop loss at the high right here, and boom, that was the 9:30 opening setup that you can try to look for in the morning. Let's slim this down a little bit. 14, there we go. Okay, actually I'll erase that, and there you go. Partial. See. Okay. I'm probably gonna delete that. It's not gonna end up well. Just put a text box right here. 50 point partial. Okay. You want to see the live execution? You can look in the description below and find it. That's the 9:30 setup, and we will be experimenting with that more in the future and uploading live executions. This is HB Punch a Profit. Take care, you guys. Like the video, comment down below, subscribe. Peace. God bless.